research last night when I got home to see what we can do to get that cylinder off the sprayer, and I really didn't find much. I did find a PDF file that you could download for like $35, like 594 pages or something. We might end up resorting to that. Gary's gonna call a guy he knows that used to be a service guy for John Deere of that era. He knows pretty much all of the equipment. It seems like, actually off the top of his head, which is kind of weird. He's kind of the go-to guy for old equipment like ours. Kind of a slow start on this blustery St. Patrick's Day morning. I couldn't find the appropriate files on the PDF I was looking at downloading. I don't know, it had Cyrillic or Greek or Ukrainian or something in the text, and maybe the site was a little sketchy. I'm not really sure if it was a legitimate John Deere site. So we're gonna try something else. Gary's got the tractor. He's gonna go over to Wayne's house and see if he can borrow. He's got like an engine hoist or something that he wants to use to help pull that shaft out of, pull that cylinder out of the front end of our sprayer. And I am going to go up to our planter and pull the remainder of that cable off that I started pulling off yesterday.
Probably. Anyway, congratulations to Rob of Omaha. He got a $25 gift card to Raise Wings.
Alright, the lighting in here is terrible, but I don't have any electricity in this shop. Somehow I'll figure out how to get two. Here. Oh, there's a little bit of light back here. Gotta remove this cable from back there. Just take that out. I remember which cable is which here. Everything's kind of a big knot. Can't turn on flashlight because the light is being used by another app. What app? The hell? Whatever. Good Lord. Just turn on the light. I wonder if I can set this thing so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Just give me the fucking wire. God damn it. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. There's the other half of the part that I screwed up. Well, that was only moderately annoying. So we can get out of here without killing ourselves.
Clean this off, put it on here, and then we're just going to lay it on here.
Blustery. All right, update on this project. We pulled the whole axle, or I guess you would call it that, this arm off, tire being right down here. Pulled that whole arm off, laid it down on the bench, and found out that the piston is scored a little bit, so there's potential for it to leak all the time. He called a friend that's used to work for John Deere as a mechanic or service person, parts person, whatever. He knows a lot about this holder stuff. The first thing he asked about taking First thing he asked was taking this part is, what did the bottom of this look like? Well, there's a really good score on the back side that you can't see. That is not good. So he said, well, if it were him and it was his equipment, this is usually filled with oil up to here, all that. But he said just take this off, fill it with cornhead grease, like a tube on each side, because it's like a really heavy grade oil essentially. It's a grease, but I mean it's flowable grease, and just for what it is. That shaft, this thing right here, to get a new one of those, and I think we'd have to do both of them. I think he said they were like $2,400 a piece just for the part itself, and we'd have to put it in, have it shipped and all that. And the way we're sitting right now, it's just not practical. And so we're gonna take his advice, and we're gonna pop this out right here. We're gonna pop this out, put a plastic one in there, but before we do that, we'll drill a hole, put a grease zerk in it, hook up the grease gun, and just start pumping cornhead grease into it. And hopefully it'll be flowable, but it won't be so flowable that it'll just be dripping out of there all the time. It should be pretty much in there, good and solid. You're not gonna lose all your oil every time you go over a little ridge or a bump or something. So that's where we're at today. He went up and got that thing, which is pretty nice to have around, but we'll have to take that back, I suppose, here pretty soon. But we should probably get one of these. Then again, if the neighbor has one, that's terrible to say, but thanks, Wayne, for letting us borrow your lift. Nice to have this thing up and running again. It's cold out today. Just enough to warm up your fingies. I guess it's about 300 degrees. We'll probably use a log, but I think we might not be here much longer today. Who knows?